still have
Open.
some open?
Yeah.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome all. Fall's upon us, huh? Cool weather.
Yeah.
Finally got a hold of us here.
That's still nice though.
It's still nice. Yes, it is. Okay. First thing is the approval of the bills. Any questions on the bills?
Already asked.
Okay. I'll ask for a motion to accept the bills.
I'll make a motion to accept the bills.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approval of the October 9th, 2024 meeting minutes.
I reviewed them, I'll make a motion to approve the October 9th meeting minutes.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay. The mayor's report, as always, I've listed all the grants that are currently open or that we're seeking. Courtney's been very busy working on these, getting them submitted on time, so thank you to Courtney. Again, we're now awaiting notification. The park installation of the underground electric is ongoing. The guys will be working on it as time permits. They've got their other work they have to get done in schedule, so in between that, and they have time, they get in there and do work. So again, we're looking for spring of 2025 for the completion of that underground project in Hickory Park. The DOT, Zachary Stark, finally just called me. Actually, I had to call him back because I said, hey, you know, you had time now, what's the word? And he said that they had approved the locations for our 2 solar power units. One is on pole B, 10 in front of the cemetery, and the other one on the east side is, they want it located at the first 30-mile-per-hour sign when you enter the village. So we have to finalize the paperwork now, and we should be good to go on that, finally. I'm going to attend a GAM meeting on Thursday the 21st. That's in Batavia. That's the Genesee Association of Municipalities. Our Tree and Park Committee met on November 6th. And we discussed our farmers market survey that was sent out to all the residents to see what the how much activity, you know, it would generate. Is it worth bringing it back? And I know myself and Courtney feel it's worth trying to bring back. So we're working on that. And we've got some other individuals who are checking into a few things for us to see if they'd be interested in being participants. So we're going to see where that ends up. The other things we talked about were the cornhole tournament we had last year was a big success, bringing that back this summer. Playground improvements at Hickory Park, and we discussed the summer concerts in Hickory Park for the 2025 season. Jen Sawyer was here. She gave a presentation on healthy living alternatives, and she informed the committee of the upcoming health fair being held at Gillum Grant Community Center on November 22nd, which we knew nothing about until she brought it to our attention. So Renee and I will be attending that health fair at Gillum Grant to promote Hickory Park, the walking trail, the exercise equipment, and activities for the park. It's all part of healthy living, so we'll be there with a table and handing out literature. Our sidewalks replacements on hold right now due to rescheduling to 2025 due to scheduling conflicts with the contractor. So we'll see that gets done in the spring.
Joe, how's that gonna work with the money that was allocated for that project, flipping over to the next year?
That'll still be in the same budget,
Okay,
until May 31st,
okay.
the current budget's good too. I'm utilizing Genesee Justice labor. If someone stops you and asks you, how come we have people cleaning up the park on the weekends? They're not village employees, they're Genesee Justice. They have hours to serve in lieu of going to jail, so I've got them here on the weekends. So they've been raking leaves.
Well, how's that gonna go?
Till they get their hours done. He's only got, he's got 12 more hours.
Are those the folks that I saw raking and bagging all the leaves up last weekend at the park?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, they did a nice job.
yeah, they did. Very nice job.
Yeah, they did very good, so. Yeah, they're, I go up there and get them set up and, you know, I say, I'm not here to babysit you. You know, here's what you gotta do. It's self-explanatory,
Mhm.
and they did really good, so. Saves our guys some, you know, work.
Absolutely.
Labor in the park. Our electric engineer firm, I talked to him a couple days ago, and he informed me that he has received the specifications outlining the necessary information needed so he can do the site plan for the substation equipment. He needed those, all those details, so he knows the size of the pads that have to be poured, what the bolt patterns are, so he can anchor everything down. So now he can put a site plan together and get that out for bid. And we want to get that site work started first thing in the spring. Okay, so I did put a call into the company that we purchased the big transformers from, and they're gonna get back to me, but it sounded like they're on schedule. If they're on schedule, they'd be here the end of April. And she seemed to think that they were on, but she was gonna get a hold of the sales rep to contact me. And like I said, that was 1 or 2 days ago that I spoke with her, so. But she didn't wanna give me information that might not be quite right, so she said she'd rather have him talk to me. So, but I said, well, give me a ballpark. She goes, well, you're definitely in the ballpark, so. So that's looking good.
In order for them to do this new site plan, I'm assuming everything that's there's gonna have to be removed first?
Not everything, about half of
Half of it?
everything.
Okay.
We have to keep the existing
Yeah, I just wondering how
half
that was gonna work.
going, to keep things going, while you put the new side in, and then switch things over to the new one, so you can
Okay.
eliminate the old, so. It's kind of,
Is it one
Phases.
contractor that does the whole thing, or is there separate, like, concrete contractor?
yeah, well, they're separate. You'll have a site, contractor will come in and tear some of the stuff out, like there's concrete pads in there now, and a lot of the equipment's sitting down, that's all gotta come out. And they would form and pour the new concrete and put the bolts where they have to go, and then that same company might put all the steel up, all the big steel beams that hold everything for a substation. I don't know if that would be a separate contract or not. That'll all be spelled out when he does a site plan, the specifications for each phase, so. But, yes, there are different people to do the electrical part of it, to run all the electrical circuits and all that, and hook the equipment up and all that, so. Bids will go out to numerous contractors, sealed bids, and we'll get those back and review them and then award a bid, for the different phases. And NIPA proposed changes to the electric generic tariff. The generic electric tariff is what our municipality goes by. I know all the ones in the MUA go by it, and there's 40 systems in the MUA, and they're all under this generic NIPA tariff. They're proposing changes to the tariff. One is for LED lighting. As you know, right now, our whole system is LED now, but if you go by our tariff, it doesn't even spell out what we should be charging for LED lighting, because everything used to be sodium, high pressure sodium, or the old mercury lamps, okay, and those are all outdated now. So the tariff needed to be updated to show the true cost now that we should charge for LED lighting to our customers. Okay, and the other one had to do with solar, as far as homeowners installing solar and how that would impact our system, how much we would allow, and that all comes down to if the board wants to adopt that though. Okay, so we'll get more info on that. And as of right now, our municipality, Bergen, none of the munis have to pay a resident. When they put solar on their homes, the big investor owns, if you do that, you can sell the power back.
Right.
Being a municipal electric, we don't have to do that. We can, no, we're not paying you anything for that power. And part of the reason is our power is so much cheaper than the utility owned systems that it exempts us from having to pay the customers, you know, that buyback on net metering. So again, we'll await the actual language on that and see how it is and then how it would affect our village before we would make a you know.
So
vote on
if,
it.
let's say, in the future, Oxbow decides to put a whole bunch of solar panels on top of their place, if they had an overabundance, then we don't have to pay them for the surplus?
As of right now, no.
Okay, okay.
Okay. But I know NIPA was getting a lot of pushback because of that, of generation, you know? As of right now, we can't, like the village, we can't, if we were to put, say, a solar field down at our sewer plant, we can't tie that in, gain any of that power for our system. Okay, it would have to all go somewhere else. Because the reason being, they forecast our power, our needs day to day pretty much, or they have some longer term contracts, and this way they can go out and negotiate, and they know exactly how much power we're gonna need. Whereas if you were to do that, all of a sudden they're not selling you as much power anymore,
Yeah.
so it's hard for them to forecast.
So this solar farm over here in Brockport, on the way to Brockport on the left, they spent all that time on
Yeah.
back there. You can hardly see it now, but it's over the
Yeah.
hump. Where does all that power go?
Goes up on the grid,
Okay.
goes up on the grid and just,
So is there any advantage to the people around it that have to look at it and deal with it every day? Or even the people, like, if they're doing that in Byron, is there any advantage to Byron to have all that stuff
There's
all
no
around?
immediate benefit to anybody.
Well,
you know,
Wow.
the township does get money,
Right.
so it does, I guess,
Yeah.
fill up the coffers of the
But
town.
as far as the energy goes, you don't get any benefit of.
There's no homeowner benefits anymore.
That sucks.
So it just goes on the whole grid and then the landowner gets,
landowner gets a fee for the land use.
Water in a
Yeah.
5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
It's like when we say we get an allotment
When
from
the snow was all over them.
the power authority. Well, it's not a direct line from the power authority to us. It's up on the grid, and we, you know, our meter dictates and shows how much power comes into our village, and how much we use, and then you're allotted, you know, X amount, whatever your you know, preference power is, they deduct that from your bill, and
Very, very small amount comes from electric and solar, right?
very little,
Very
yeah,
little, very little.
very little.
For all the land and everything they kill, it's very, very
And
little.
they're good for 20 years and then you have to
It's-
scrap them.
Yeah,
And we
it's-
pay all that tax
Yeah.
subsidy.
I'll go on record, it's not cost
It's
effective.
not worth it.
No, everybody knows it.
You know.
Anyway, sorry.
Well, anyways, we'll tackle that down the road, okay? See how it impacts our village. And I made a call about the electric car chargers. Got back to me today and said that they were on back order, but now they're in and they are being shipped. So he's supposed to let me know on a delivery date. And then I talked to our guys today and told them that, you know, we'd like to have them in before winter, hopefully. So as soon as they get in here, the guys will be hooking them up in-house. Okay, Courtney?
All right, I'll have my report in front of you. I'm sure you all read it already. Just a couple things to add. Completed the lane miles report for the state DOT and the sludge permit with Monroe County, submitted those both. The sludge permit for Genesee County, we don't, or for Monroe County, we don't use them anymore like we used to, but we keep the permit in place just in case at some point we need to haul sludge to Van Leer. The sludge right now gets put in the screw press and composted, but there has been some times in the past where we've had to take sludge over there, so we just maintain that permit. The last day to pay taxes was the October 31st. We did really good this year. We only had 4 parcels that did not pay, and there was only just under $4,000. That was very, very good. We had a few that we didn't expect to pay. So.
On the DPW section, we talked about submitting documentation to be reimbursed for road work through the CHIPS program.
Mhm.
So is that, I didn't think that, is this the same as the CHIPS Act? Federal
No,
CHIPS?
no, it's just a New York State thing. It's for roads and highways.
Ah.
They give money to the town and villages to repair roads.
The painting looks good,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
Fabulous, very nice job.
The red shocked me a little bit, but as you come in and look at the front, it looks great.
Mhm.
Yeah, it really does.
Mhm.
I was like, ooh, that's looking red.
Yep.
Did they do a good job?
Yes.
Okay.
Overall. They're all good guys. There were some speed bumps. There
Okay.
was a crew that was not, we made it was a subcontractor.
Okay.
We had a little trouble with, but the owner was always took care of everything, just, just paid attention.
They did it on the weekend.
Yeah,
They were working Saturdays and Sundays, whatever, yeah, the good days, and one of the biggest snafu we had was, when we picked up the colors originally, there was, we had 3 reds that we were looking at. And we tried and we picked one, and so they're almost done, they're finishing up with the red, it was their last day to be here, and me and Renee were out planting bulbs, and we came back, and Renee's like, Courtney, I don't think it's the same red. I'm like, it's just the sun hitting it wrong. And then we came up to one of the pillars that they were touching up, and then you could see
See the difference?
the difference. So when they went to Sherwin-Williams, they said, give me the red for Bergen, and they gave the wrong red for
Oh,
Bergen.
no.
So they had to go around and touch up things.
everything. Oh, man.
So
Oh, well.
that was, but it
Yeah.
was okay, they had to do that, but as you could probably see, I added a few things.
Yeah,
So
back windows.
because they were gonna be here again to touch up the red, I had them do the blue around the windows on the side, which were kind of looking plain and old, but that really spruced it up. And then the handicap railing here was rusty and beat up, so they're gonna be here another day, might as well have them do that too.
Good.
So the charge on the sheets were 12,800, was that on budget? What did we budget for that?
So that was over the original cost.
Okay.
Because I remember we discussed the last board meeting, I had totally forgotten
The
out the back.
backside, yeah.
Going the backside, there was those 4 windows back there, and then, pillars on the side, that was addition.
Okay.
And then as we started looking at it, there was that trim piece that went across the top, that was just cream, I think,
That looks nice.
that, so we had them paint that blue, and then there's that part above it, which is, it was cream on the old beat up bricks, and that was just looking bad, and we had repaired it, so it's like, just have them paint that too, and it just kind of, a few things kind of happened, just,
Yeah.
I just want to make sure if we're doing it, it was going to look good, and then we didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, looks great.
Do you know how much over you were on that?
So I think the original
$4 grand.
quote, yeah, it's about $4 grand over, yeah, because we were around 8,000 at,
We were just at 9, I think, when we approved it.
yeah. But they were very accommodating, very, it was
I was a little
it was
nervous.
great watching the transformation and stuff, and, you know, brainstorming. 'Cause when they got here, we weren't exactly sure where we wanted all the colors, honestly, so they really worked with us, and there's like, you know, they painted a spot, and we're like, okay, how about we change that, we don't like that cream right there, you know,
So that they work with them.
yes, they're very patient with us, and very patient with us.
Well, I think definitely in the end, it was money well spent.
That's great.
I was nervous when I came out of my house, like down the ladders,
Ladders are
going
everywhere.
all the way up on ladders.
I was like,
I go, oh my goodness.
it's not good on the legs.
Oh,
Well, thank you.
Oh, enough.
so,
Yeah, but yeah, I would definitely recommend Integrity Painters, so.
Nice.
Hmm.
So just a question for the December 9th tree lighting. I know that trustees are often asked to help out. Are we still doing cocoa and donuts?
Yes,
and all
if
that
you
kind of
guys
stuff?
would be willing to do that again this year, we'd,
It's a great event if you guys can help out. It's a lot of fun.
yeah.
you know,
We pass out cocoa.
would really appreciate it, your help out.
Help set up and do
Okay.
things.
It's when, December 9th, is what day of the week?
It's Monday, December 9th.
Right here under office.
I
So
just,
we go right here?
So it's right across the street over there.
Tent over in the parking lot at the post office,
Okay.
And we have a tent up there.
and cocoa and cookies.
Yeah, so it'll start about 6:30, so maybe 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
If it'll help, and whatever, we ordered some crafts of our own this year. We got ran out of cocoa really
We
quick, so
did, yeah, so-
we got 3
we
crafts.
got 3 this year.
About 15 gallons of cocoa.
Beautiful.
We have everything, you know,
We're-
going. We're not gonna do the caroling parade thing like we have in the
Okay.
past, because it was just so difficult to get people from Hickory down here.
Right.
And it just gets so stretched out, and
Right.
it just doesn't work out. So we're just gonna have, you know, have it right here on the street, so.
Just sitting out there.
If it snows a ton, it's on the street, we just plow it.
Yep.
We don't have to worry about,
We haven't had snow yet,
that,
so.
so.
Okay. You want us here at
Not, it
6?
has never, you know, it has never been
For
like
me,
major
6?
snow.
Yeah.
6 o'clock here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be great.
Road.
Like you said, we ordered 3 of those crafts. We're gonna have our own, rather than have our own from, we're gonna have our own that we have every year, and,
It's fun, it's a good time.
we did add on, I know you guys said you ran out pretty
Real
early.
quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went fast.
So we added on a third one, so.
Good, okay.
So you don't need us to bring anything or come
Just
early, just 6 o'clock?
come ready to work.
Okay. That's easy.
In and out cookies and cocoa.
Yes.
Okay.
Wear your Christmas hat.
Or sweater, or both.
Or both.
What time do we typically start handing out cookies and?
We wait till after the
After the
band.
tree lighting.
Well, it was, in the past, we had the, you know, the parade or
Yeah.
caroling, so I always said, you know, don't hand anything out until they get down here and after the, you know, and after the band's done, but it'll be a little different this year. So, we'll be able to kind of schedule things and control things a little bit better than we have in the past. Because the course got started earlier than, you know, when most people weren't here yet, and the year before that, we didn't have the sound system, and nobody could hear us, and nobody even knew the course was in here. So we'll have things a little bit different, and so we'll probably need to wait till after the tree's lit, and if you could start, or we'll run out of cocoa before because we've had it in the past, when we had an award, we were out of cookies and cocoa before the band was done, so all the kids got done playing, and they're
The
like,
band has nothing.
we don't have any cookies, so, yeah.
Okay.
We'll have a DJ, the sound system, so everybody can hear, and then they'll be playing music when the band and chorus is done. And crafts, and the fire department will be here.
I've never gone to it.
And Santa and Mrs. Claus, you
Yeah.
know, for the kids. There's crafts for the kids, so.
Where does it all fit?
All in front of the post office, that parking lot, all over there.
Yeah, last year was the first time we had it all just down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we've had it at Ward Park, we've had it at Hickory Park. I guess years ago, we had it at,
I think we had it up front, right?
Yeah.
Up in
It's-
the gazebo up there, we had it.
Yeah.
We've had it in the parking lot of the just the post office and stuff.
Kind of works out well here too, because if it's slushy out and Ward was muddy, getting muddy, and down here it's all blacktop at least. And, you know, we close off the road, and the fire department comes down, the kids can mingle with the firemen, and look at the trucks. And,
We got a street light right there.
yeah, and so it works out- I think it works out pretty well down here. Okay, and that's it, Courtney? You good?
Yes.
Okay. Gary's got his ZEO report for October. Been pretty busy, it looks like.
Yeah.
What's a Verizon permit?
That's for the cell tower, I would think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
That's right.
Any idea when that lease is up for the cell tower for these carriers?
We just, I mean, we just renewed it like, I think 5 years ago.
Okay.
So it was like a 20-year lease.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we should know that.
Yeah, we got it.
How many carriers are on that?
Oh, 5 or 6
5 or
now.
6? Yeah.
Okay. So when you get money from each?
So we get
No.
money we get money for the lease from the company who owns the tower.
Okay.
And then they get money by renting out spots on the tower
I
to the
see.
companies.
Okay.
But when we renewed the contract last time, we added on there that we get a portion of any additional carriers.
Yeah.
So we get X amount plus 4% a year, plus the revenue for additional carriers.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so that's great revenue for the village.
Dublin Street.
And that goes into general fund?
Yes.
Okay.
So
What's a CFC? Your CLO, what's a CFC?
Certificate of occupancy,
Yes.
CFO, you have a
CFC.
CFC, certificate of,
Completion.
completion, okay, yeah.
So you needed
you feel like a
motion?
check.
A motion to accept the officers' reports.
I make a motion, we accept the October 2024 Officers CEO report.
Okay. Is there a second?
No second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Carried. Okay, trustee concerns, Bernadette.
No concerns, but I did walk through the park for the first time in a few months, since Park Days, actually.
Okay.
It looks really good. It was during Halloween time, so they had decorated it.
Nice,
It's really good. It's impressive.
good, good. Michael?
I've no on my street, I've had neighbors complaining about a certain residency there numerous times.
Okay.
I've told them it's a law enforcement issue, and you may see that there's been law enforcement presence on Buffalo streets, quite a bit, actually.
I know there was a sheriff car in the driveway a couple doors down from me
Yeah.
a couple days ago.
Saw a police officer arresting someone in the parking
He
lot
was out
tonight in the back.
tonight, yeah.
Right.
A lot of activity going on over there. So just a question on the electrical box that's being put up here. I see that we have one village vehicle that is electric. Just a question, do we have any others?
For the village?
Yeah.
No.
And that car we've had quite a while, Courtney, is that like something we own, lease, or? is
We own it, we bought it,
We own it.
actually, yeah, so it's a 2019.
Yeah,
And we purchased it with a grant from NYSERDA.
so it's paid for?
Yes.
And we're just planning on keeping it and?
My thoughts were that I feel like we should probably sell it and get a hybrid, like a small SUV,
Mhm.
something that's better to transport people back and forth to Syracuse for conferences, and something that we don't have to plug in.
Okay.
And, now it's 5 years old, almost 6 years old.
Right.
It only has 19,000 miles on
Wow.
it,
Okay.
And you get money for the vehicles, right?
Yeah.
but, yeah, we should get decent money for that one.
So this one in the back is gonna be charged, in other words, if somebody wants to use it, they have to pay?
Yes.
Yeah, credit card.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So if we're not using it, then it's open to anybody who wants to come up and swipe their card? Okay.
And do we get that revenue?
Yes.
Of course we do.
Yep.
Okay.
They take their cut for operating it and
Right.
a little profit, and we get the rest. Cool.
Okay, thank you.
I've been surprised that people don't use their own personal vehicle and turn in mileage. It's just because you get money for a vehicle. The village gets money from the state to cover the cost of a vehicle. The village don't own a vehicle.
No.
With this one, this vehicle, we got the NYSERDA grant, and that was for clean energy communities. We did certain things to be considered a clean energy community, and then we got enough money to get the car and replace all the lights in all the buildings with LEDs. And then we did a couple more things, and that's how we got the 10,000 to do the new charging station. But, so because, I guess because we have that vehicle, and we also have the pickup truck, the 150, you know, we use one of those two vehicles if we go anywhere. It's just been a long, long time since people's put in their mileage. It's cheaper for the village.
Yeah, it's cheaper to use the village vehicles. If you gotta go out of town or some, you know, conferences or anything, use the village vehicles. We fill them up here with our gas, which we buy at a cheaper rate, and use them. And because I don't know, what's it, 54 cents a mile?
I just went to Albany and back for a conference, they paid me $400 for back and forth.
Yeah,
That was my mileage.
So that's why we try to have the employees use our vehicles whenever
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, it's like 64 cents or something like that.
It's up there, I
It's
know.
crazy.
So. Okay, Bob, do you have anything?
Yeah, in my subdivision, the leaf thing is just, I don't know what it is that they don't get through their head, but where John Jessup was on the corner,
Yeah.
Kmart and
Yeah.
Winterberry,
Yeah.
big pile by the curb. Like, who do you think's gonna pick that up? And then around the corner on Canterbury, 6 black plastic bags.
I saw them. I don't know if, I
Come on, people.
don't know if they're new residents and they don't know.
No, they've been
or-
there for 3-4 years.
Well, then they should know,
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
So I'm gonna stop over there. Her name's Carrie. She's got a boyfriend, Brad. And I'm just gonna say, hey, you gotta put, I mean, Ron Bailey puts them all in the paper bags. I mean, everybody does. So. And then the one on the corner really blew my mind. That thing is 4 feet high, all by the curb. It's like, are you kidding? And they're not new to the area either.
you know,
So some places bring around a big vacuum.
Yeah, they suck them
all
up by the
right?
curb.
we
Sure,
don't have one.
Right.
And we don't have the money really to buy one, and that's, oh, why don't you rent one? We can't rent them this time of year because everybody else is, they're out, you can't get them.
Yeah.
And you need manpower, you know, to operate and have people.
Yeah, and then you gotta have a place to take them when they're all shuttered up, so.
Yeah.
The other question I had was the 2 land purchases on Gibson Place. Are those completed?
The first one that we did a few months ago, 6
In the
months ago,
spring,
more,
okay.
in the spring, that one's all set and
Okay.
completed. The other one, we're just waiting for the surveyor.
Mhm.
There's a shortage of surveyors in the area, so he's just booked up. And so we're on his list, and
Okay.
so just a matter of getting.
But we're able to use that land for the subdivision, or the substation improvements and stuff? Because you mentioned before,
Yeah.
how to get to.
Well, I don't wanna do anything until that, you know, we have that land really.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking if it
And,
was a done deal or not.
Yeah, we should be time-wise, we should be
Okay.
fine.
Okay. The other thing is I've got a knee replacement in December. I think it's the day after the next meeting. The 11th is the meeting, 12th, so I should be able to make it for that meeting, but I probably won't be here for January.
Okay.
So, just so you know.
That goes
Okay.
well.
Yeah, thank you. I can't wait, I'm telling you. I was telling Todd, it's just killing me. Oh, my God. And it's funny, because if I'm walking around, it's not so bad. But when I lay down, it just comes back together, bone on bone. Oh, my God. There's no comfortable position, you know? So I'm getting biofreeze, 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
slathering it on there.
Oh,
But
that's
yeah,
awful.
it's pretty bad. Shouldn't have waited this long. But anyway, okay, that's it.
Okay. Todd?
Yeah, a couple things. Want to commend Eric and Chris for the fine work they did with restoration work after cleaning out the septic tanks. You can't tell where they dug the grass off them.
Well,
They did a fantastic job, fantastic job. The other question I had is, what was Villager doing the other morning with the back truck in a couple different locations in the village? Any
They were
idea?
testing the pipes going in, the water pipes going into your house, if they're copper or lead,
Oh,
because they did my,
I saw him down by your house, and then I saw him over on Munger Street.
so we get a little hanger on the door that tells you what your pipe is, what metal. It's lead testing. that-
Is Monroe County Water Authority doing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
For everybody or for who?
For their targeted ones that they haven't done, so they're on a schedule as well.
Ah.
So, I don't ever remember them doing ours, so, I mean, it's been, I don't know how many years back.
Interesting.
I don't remember that.
I just got a notice in the mail today for my 2 properties, saying about lead. It didn't say anything about them going around testing. They wanted
So
me
there's
to,
certain ones, I don't know, mine had the blue stick out in front for a week, with the paint, and I got a hanger a week ago saying we're gonna be around, testing pipe conditions and content of metal.
Oh, okay.
I was like, all right, so I read it a little bit, and then they were there, and it took them about 15 minutes.
Mhm.
It was pretty cool.
Mm.
Big suction hose and a water drill, basically.
Right.
It went right down.
And who pays for that?
And it was,
Monterey?
yeah, water authority, I think no cost to us, and then
It's
they
kind
gave
of a
us.
preventive maintenance type of a
Yeah.
thing, I suppose.
it's a big statewide push now for
Oh, yeah.
It's
lead
inside,
in
right.
the water.
They
If you
probably,
had galvanized or lead, you'd have a problem,
yeah, they probably targeted older houses.
probably, yeah.
Newer ones,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have that.
Okay.
Oh, answers, yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike. Okay. Under new business, we don't have anything listed. I should say we have one thing listed. It's a resolution, number 10 of 2024.
I have number 9.
Nine.
Supposed to be 10.
It's supposed to be 10.
Well,
I don't understand these resolutions. And when you need them, and
Well,
it just looks like a lot of wording of nothing. What is it?
well, what it is, it's just showing that the board as a whole feels, this is warranted, that we're behind this for,
Just that we want them to continue offering this aid?
yes. And if possible, increase the amount of aid. This is the AIM, AIM funding, which is traditionally pretty low, right, Courtney?
Yes.
AIM is aid and incentives for municipalities is what that stands for. And this resolution is saying that, they're asking all the towns and villages to send these to their elected officials to get behind, to push harder for the villages and towns for more funding from the state.
Yeah, this came straight from New York Conference of Mayors, who lobby on our behalf all the time, so they ask us to pass it and send it along, and force or push them to get us more.
do we really expect to get 50 million? Or is it just a ballpark, like, way
There's
out there wagging?
50 million spread out between all the towns and villages in the whole state.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's,
I was gonna say.
I think it's us.
No, it's-
And
It's like solar.
and
It's like
it's
solar
also
power.
done by population, so
Okay.
we'll get like probably $100 more.
Okay.
so,
You need a motion then?
yeah, I'll motion to accept this resolution.
I'll make a motion to
10.
accept resolution number 10 in support of the continued increased state aid for local governments.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. No business, no privilege of the floor. I think we're done. Short and sweet, huh? Would like to say, read this thing over, because it's impressive. This BST, this is our accounting firm. And, boy, it's got a lot of great information in it. I looked it all through it this afternoon.
I mentioned that before in my report, but I forgot. Yeah, so that goes along with our end of the year Public Service Commission report. So this is their BST's findings. We're doing well, but our accountant, Bill Freitag, said that we were starting to get a little thin. We've been talking about a rate increase for like 15 years, but we're still in decent shape. He's felt like we're starting to get a little thin. But when I told him that we got the hydro allotment and that Oxbow's coming, he said, oh, okay, well, your guys are in great shape then.
And where's he at?
He's out of Albany, in the Saratoga area.
They're a big accounting firm. They do a lot of the municipals of the MUA. I want to draw your attention to the second paragraph. And it says, Courtney, Barbara, and Renee continue to produce quality accounting and financial information. We very much appreciate the cooperation and insight during our work. These three individuals, we're very fortunate to have here. To get high praise from Bill, I know Bill very well. And whenever I see him, he has nothing but praise for this office staff here and the job that they do. We have other systems that call here for guidance on how to do things, you know, their accounting. And our girls are so good, and Courtney, we're so fortunate to have these employees. So I just want to bring that to your attention.
Very good. Is there any kind of, because I'm thinking ahead here, because I'm going to be late up, is there any kind of gathering for the holidays or anything for village people? I know at one time they had something at Sage Pavilion for, I think it was the town that was doing something. And they had something there, or was it, I can't remember. Anyway, is there any kind of a gathering?
Do you have a holiday party? Can we show up and crash it?
I don't know, it was an appreciation thing.
Yeah.
At Sage, yeah.
We could have some.
But you don't typically?
We can ask that they do as.
No,
the
we
board.
could have a,
Yeah.
we could have a,
Do you have a little office party?
I'll be honest, we do have a party for the employees,
Yeah.
for the employees, but
Well,
I'll be,
We don't need to, I don't need to come.
I'm just throwing it out there.
no, we could have another party, if you want to bring your wives or,
Yeah.
you know, whoever, and you could have a get-together for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'd be nice.
Yeah, I'd be in favor of that.
Not necessary, but if you do, let us know.
Yeah.
A question on the report. It said there was one minor adjustment. What was the adjustment?
Oh boy, they started
Remember?
testing me because this was,
Was this a long time ago?
yes.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's probably, it'd be a Barb question. Actually,
It's probably something in the balance somewhere, some kind of fiscal adjustment of some kind.
You can email it to me. I just was
okay.
curious. Not concerned, just curious.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Great, so motion to adjourn, is that where we are?
As soon as,
Yeah.
as far as good with this, last question, I guess.
It doesn't need to hold up, I just was
Okay, you
curious.
good, Courtney?
Yep.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah,
Yes.
you guys too. 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, one more